Everybody, thank you for being here in regards to the incident that happened at Invictus here in DuBois over the weekend. At the table I have with me Chief Mark Kelly of the Kerwinsville Borough Police Department. I have Chief Blaine Clark of the DuBois City Police Department and Sheriff Michael Cherner of Clearfield County. At this point, I'll turn to Chief Blaine Clark to recap what has occurred over the weekend and give you some additional details.
Yes, so Saturday into Sunday at 12:46 a.m., the City of DuBois Police Department was dispatched to an active shooting in progress at Invictus. We had officers arrive on scene literally in 18 seconds was their response time. At that time, I had 2 officers on scene. They encountered multiple people exiting from the structure away from the shooter. Our officers were able to work their way up to the front door where the owner of the business at the time had the alleged shooter pinned down to the ground and the weapon taken away from him. At that point, our guys immediately handcuffed and detained the subject. The subject was taken immediately to a patrol car. State troopers arrived on scene as well as Sandy Township police officers. They immediately secured the building, started gathering information, preserving the evidence at the scene, and at that point started conducting their investigation.
Okay. So just to give some additional information, I know that the complaint has been filed, but the defendant, the suspect in this matter, is Zachary Dodson of the Clearfield area. The 2 victims are Joseph Morrison, he is the owner of Invictus, and Ani Mirtaj, A-N-I-M-Y-R-T-A-J, and he was at the bar this evening. He is the individual that does have the gunshot wound. At this point, he is in stable condition at a hospital in Pittsburgh, which is obviously great news. So additional information on the defendant, on the suspect. Zachary Dodson, at the time of this incident, was off duty, but he was at the time employed by the Kerwinsville Borough Police Department as well as a deputy sheriff with the Sheriff's Department here in Clearfield County. We do have a strong law enforcement community here in Clearfield County. We have a community that supports our law enforcement officers. Sadly, this is going to be a tarnish on their reputation, and we hope that the community understands that this is an individual's acts and does not reflect our law enforcement men and women here in uniform. This case will be prosecuted like any other case. It will not have any special treatment or be treated differently in any way. I'd like to also commend the actions of the owner of the bar. Obviously, his actions potentially saved lives, and obviously I'm happy that this was not a homicide investigation. As you may or may not know, if you did get the complaint yet or looked on the online docket, there are multiple felony counts for aggravated assault that have been charged, terroristic threats, felony counts, as well as recklessly endangering another person and simple assault. With that, I'll turn to Chief Mark Kelly for any comments he'd like to give.
I can just confirm that he is employed by the Kerwinsville Police Department, and I can't release any personnel information at this time.
Sheriff Turner?
Same here. I can confirm that Zachary Dodson is a part-time employee of the Clearfield County Sheriff's Office, and he was off duty at the time of this incident, and I too will hold any comment pending the completion of this investigation.
Okay. With that, obviously we're limited in what we can say because it is an active investigation, active case, and in regards to the 2 departments that employed him, they can't talk about personnel issues at this time, but are there any questions from the media?
What kind of weapon was used?
I'll turn to Chief.
You want me to release
Yes.
it? It's a 9mm handgun.
Anybody else?
Did he go out to the car? Is that what happened and retrieved it, or did he?
We're not 100% sure on that. He did exit the building when he was asked to leave originally, and then he came back in. We're not sure exactly at this point whether he retrieved it from a vehicle or he had it on him.
For now, do you possibly know what the motive could have been?
We don't at this time. That's still pending in the investigation.
charges were filed where? Can we get that out, please?
So it'd be with Magistrate Mahalick's office.
They're already there?
Yes, so he was arraigned last night by Magistrate Morris. Bail was denied at this time. He is, his preliminary hearing will be March 3rd, and he's currently being housed in the Jefferson County Jail. Obviously, as a law enforcement officer in this county, for his safety, we believe that it was best to house him out of county. Yes.
Where was he wounded at? Where was the victim wounded?
He sustained a gunshot wound to the face, which exited out toward the rear of his neck at the base of the skull. And as what we know right now is he has either had his surgery or are waiting on surgery, but our understanding is nothing vital was hit.
Anybody else? If there are no further questions, we thank you all for coming and live streaming and getting this information out to the public to let them know what happened over the weekend. All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.